Hiya! This video is going to be a little bit different than my usual videos. This one's going to be about my dad, who is here, and that's me. And it was one of the New Year parties. Mum and Dad always did fabulous parties. And this was one of them, and this was to You Will Never Walk Alone. It was just so much fun. As a lot of you already know, my dad passed away 19 years this year on Boxing Day, which is the 26th of December, day after Christmas, in 2001. So I'm just going to go through a few photographs. Obviously I won't be putting any other family or my own kids on. I've got tons of pictures with the family, so it'll just be of my mum, my dad, and if I'm on it with me mum and dad, like this one. It's my mum and dad on my mum's 21st birthday. They got married in 1958 on my mum's 21st birthday, so that's a nice picture. My mum and dad. And this is their honeymoon in London. Again, 1958. This one's so funny. I don't know whether you all remember the Beverly Hillbillies, and the granny used to do the wave like that. My dad always did that granny wave. I loved my dad. He had such a fab sense of humour. This one, he's got one of the grandkids' toys, so he's playing with one of them. I don't know who it is because obviously they're not in this picture, but that's one of their toys. My dad again. That was in the garden of my old house. I think it was about 1994 maybe, 95. Mum and Dad at one of the parties that we always used to have there at the house. He idolised my mum and my mum idolised him. They met at like 16, 15, 16. And I say they got married when mum was 21. Dad's, I think he's 6 years older than my mum. Christmas. My mum and dad's house. My dad loved Christmas. And I think that's why, I mean, he was sitting up in hospital on Christmas Day having his dinner, which gave us all a lot of hope. And then at 20 to 4 Boxing Day, the next day, he passed away. But I think it's because he wanted to make sure he had Christmas. It's when they'd been married 40 years. I love this picture. My dad's smiling, happy. It's my dad's 65th birthday. And then like 5 years later he passed. We saw his 70th in hospital. I'm not going to show those photographs at all because I want this to be a happy video, memories of me dad, my mum and dad together, you know, but it still upsets me to look at the photographs that I've got of my dad in hospital, because that was like his birthday, 7th of December, and then the 26th of December he passed. So yeah, so I'm not going to show you the 70th birthday pictures because he looks so ill. But yeah, I'll show you all the other pictures I've got. Some of these pictures look grainy. It's because they're not, I've got original photos, but one like this is a photocopy that my brother had got done for me. But that's another picture of my mum and dad. I love this. I think this was at my brother's wedding, and it was in my mum and dad's back garden. And my dad was telling some kind of tale, and my dad had some really good stories to tell. he's had a few to drink, yeah, but he loved telling his stories, and I love listening to them. Another of the parties. Any excuse for a party, it was great. Birthdays, anniversaries. I think this could have been about 1984, 85 maybe. Looking, I know who that is in the background there, and the clothes she's wearing, and the beads. I've got a feeling it was like 1984, 1985. As I said, my dad had a sense of humour. And I think this is Christmas time. I can't focus on that because this one's laminated. I had this one in my purse a while ago. So yeah, sorry, can't see it properly, but again, this one is his 65th birthday, looking at the badge on him. And it's shaped because, again, I had it in, when I had a bigger purse, I had it in my purse. So this is laminated as well. My dad in his little corner. This one, gosh, it is going back a long time. My brother bought me my first camera when I was aged 14, and it was one of them 110 ones with the handle that you turn over. Anyways, it was my first camera, and this was one of the first photographs that I took of my mum and dad. Again, these are old pictures. Again, this is one of the, I don't know if that is on the right, excuse that one. I have no idea. This is one of the parties my mum and dad had at Christmas. This is New Year, I should say. Look, I have to hold it up. My mum and dad. And this one, my brother and my dad built a bar. With a fish tank. You can just about see at the bottom there. But again, this is New Year. All the banners and whatever. My brother used to be in the Merchant Navy, so he used to bring a lot back from sea. My mum and dad, they used to love parties. Mum and Dad again. Another party. This is in my mum and dad's garden after one of the parties. And my dad was just chilling. My dad singing at one of the parties and dancing, and that's my mum there. Mum and Dad. This is 1984. It was my 18th party. Mum and Dad did a party for me. You can just about see my mum on here, just to the left there. Whoever took this picture must have had something to drink because they cut my mum off. Yeah, it's my dad, mum and dad. This picture was 1986. I'd had my daughter, and I got my mum and dad a bouquet of flowers as a thank you for all their support. And that's my dad again on his 65th birthday, blowing his candle out on his cake. Again, this is a New Year party. My cousin is actually on this one, but although I don't think he'd mind being on this, I haven't had a chance to ask him, so I'll leave it. But yep, there's my dad by the by the bottles, and there's another fish tank in the background there. But yep, it's my dad enjoying parties as he always did. Again, this is the picture I did at the beginning, at one of the New Year parties. My dad just loved to have fun, and You'll Never Walk Alone was what was played at his funeral. But do you know what? I don't want you all thinking, oh, this is a bit morbid, this video, because it's not supposed to be. It's happy memories of my dad. I've got videos up of my mum, as you know. Lovely, lovely videos. But obviously none of my dad. So I just want to get my dad up there as well, because if he was here, he'd be on the vlogs with my mum, and he'd enjoy that as well. Love my dad. That's funny. That's when my dad did his national service. Did that as a joke. This. And I can't not put this picture in of my dad walking me down the aisle on my wedding day. So yeah, another of the parties there. My mum there on the left, and there's my dad in his corner in his chair. So I'm gonna end this now. It's my mum and dad. Yeah, so my dad always liked long sleeved shirts, but he always rolled them up. So my mum said once, well, we'll buy a short sleeve shirt, and he's like, no. And she said, well, you roll them up anyway. He wasn't having any of it. He had to have a long sleeve shirt, but he always rolled it up. But if ever my dad went, even just to the corner shop, it was a shirt and tie. Always, always shirt and tie. He was such a gentleman. He would not go out without his shirt and tie on. So, hope you've enjoyed my memories of my dad and my mum, both of them. and you finally seen me dad. So smile, be happy, because I'm not sad. I can think of me dad now and I smile. Obviously I have my moments where like I just like break down just what I'm here, but you know, I've thought a lot of them today. I think of them every day, but today I just had this urge and need to do this video. So it's my mum and dad. See ya.